We're live, I think. We had a little hiccup there. Oh, this streaming live is kind of scary because every time you push a button, you think, is it going to work? Is it going to work? You have days like that where you just wonder, oh my gosh, if I do this, will this happen? Doing it live in front of all of you is scary. We all get together and we all just cross our fingers and say a little prayer and go, oh, please let the technology gods be gentle with us and make it work. Thanks for being here. I love the weekly collaboration. I love getting together with you all, having a cup of coffee, talking flowers, and seeing what's going on in your world. If you just logged in, take a moment and introduce yourself. Let the rest of the tribe know you're here. Post your tulip. Let them know where you're from. So it would be, hi, I'm Leanne. I'm in Portland, Oregon. Who are you? Where are you from? Then little reminders. If you're watching on your phone and you want a larger picture, turn it sideways and you'll be able to see a little bigger. If the comments make you crazy because they cover up some of the design and you don't want that, give it a swipe. It will put it in silent mode. So you can see and hear me, but you won't see the comments, so it doesn't cover things up. Then when you do want the comments, swipe the other direction and they'll come right back. Otherwise, you can watch it this way, and that works because then the comments will be at the bottom. If you're on your computer, you can go full screen. As you're watching, if you like something, share the love. Give us the hearts and let us know. If you are listening and you're not watching, maybe you're sitting at work, and I know some of you do this with your phone down so no one knows you're watching and you've got your earbuds in. We'll make sure and say, hey, what do you think about this? Do you like this arrangement? So you'll know to turn it over and peek so you can see what's going on. So we'll help you watch any way that it works for you. Now, you probably heard the announcement that we're on YouTube as well as Facebook. And that's new. So this will be our third time on YouTube. So if you're my YouTube followers, thank you for joining us. If you've not ever been on our YouTube channel, if you're one of the Facebook people, pop over one of these days, click onto the YouTube, and then subscribe. That way you'll get an update every time there's a brand new video on YouTube. There's, as of last week, more than 50,000 of you subscribing there. So thank you. I really appreciate that. Love having you part of the tribe, no matter what platform you're on. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We're there on all of them and learning to get to know you on all of them. Today we have flowers, as you can see. Oh my gosh, so many lovely things. Some of you know that daffodils are my favorite flower in the whole wide world. Look at these. Isn't that unique? It's a double daffodil, and it's not true yellow. It's more a buttery cream. And on the back side, it has a little bit of green. Isn't that amazing? These are grown locally here. Yes, it's daffodil time. You can see they're just splendid. In fact, the fields are almost at their end. Tulips are now coming in and the tulip festivals are happening. We've got some local tulips too. These came from just down the road here in Oregon. Those of you that know I was gone Monday, Tuesday, I was actually on a train and we rode through looking at a lot of different fields, and we drove right through and there were tulips and daffodils and strawberries galore and artichokes, so many different things. Some snowdrops. These are local. Aren't those grand? Oh, love these. Then, of course, some hydrangea, green trick, gerberas, cymbidiums, muscari. These came straight from Teacher Michelle's yard. She harvested for us so we could have a little bit. Sweet pea freesia, a little bit of tweedia, and some grass. Now, the theme today is Easter. And Easter is one of my favorite holidays. It's a celebration that I love. And this year, for my celebration, we're going to have an Easter egg decorating contest. So I got some of my old ones out just to share with you. And these are eggs I've collected over the years, some of them. This one was actually from my grandmother. Isn't that amazing? And then this one I painted myself back in 1981 when I decided I was going to be a painter. I was, in a phase of my life and I thought, oh, I can do that. Reality is I can't really paint. This was the best thing I ever did. And so 1981 I did that. And then a woman that I worked with in 1981 knew I loved daffodils, so she painted me the daffodil egg. And then she also painted the tulip egg. Now, little did she know that I'd be part of the tulip tribe when she painted the tulip egg, but I thought that was kind of special. Then these were sent to me by the grandkids. One is just covered with stickers, one is kind of a decoupage. Aren't those cute? So they're plastic eggs covered over by the kids, probably when they were 3 or 4, long time ago. But lots of different things. There's another fun one. What are your Easter traditions? What do you do in your world to get ready for the holiday, to be part of the celebration of spring? Maybe you don't do Easter proper, maybe you just do a celebration of spring. One of the things that we do here in my world is we get out our rain boots because springtime is super rainy, super wet, and kind of gray. Even though it's spring and the flowers are blooming, So these are some rain boots that I bought years ago that I just love. Aren't they two cute little frogs? And I thought I'd share with you one of my favorite designs. It's really quite easy. Just a little bit of wheatgrass. David went down and bought this at the grocery store. And a plastic bag. Michelle, David, anything going on out there?
My goodness, we have people all over the world joining us today. We have Singapore, we have pretty much every province in Canada recognized. Marmac says she's casting the YouTube broadcast to her television so she and her husband can watch.
Oh, how cool is that? So YouTube on the large screen TV. Oh, wow. Do I have my hair right? My lipstick on? Oh, that makes me nervous.
And funny you said hair because Donna is actually watching this from her hairdresser's chair.
I love it. And I understand some people watch from the bus when they're going to and from work. So, too much fun. So you can see with the plastic bag, it just sets in. Too cute, don't you think? Then it can be as simple as taking a water tube, cutting it so that it gives me a little larger opening, and then taking my daffodils and just dropping them in. I think I can fit 2 in there. And daffodils are not super heavy water drinkers, so as long as there's some water in there, they're going to hold for a while. Not too cute. Slide it down in, and they just grow right out from the grass. So just a simple design. Easter doesn't have to be hard. It can be just little tiny fun, simple things that make your heart sing. So as we're working, if there's something that makes your heart sing, tap the screen. Because isn't this great? So if you're looking without looking, now you can turn around, take a look at this, flip your phone over. If you like it, show it some love. And then I'm going to clear away a space because we have a guest in the studio today. Kind of excited. I get to share with you one of the teachers here at Floral Design Institute, Teacher Carolyn. You've seen her on screen before. She joined us doing some Christmas things. And there was another time too. I can't remember. When else did you join us? There was something else. Why don't you come on up? Let's see. I know you were up here at Christmas time because you did that really cool glass cube.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, the cube. What was the other day that you did it? Because you've been with the
Valentine's.
Oh, that's right. You did.
We did Valentine's. That's right.
Yeah, because Carolyn managed a store down in Southern California. Graduated from here long ago.
When I was 12.
When she was 12, that's right. It's only been a little while.
And you were 15.
That's it. I know. We were just like, oh my gosh. So then in her career, she worked here in Portland in a flower shop. Then she managed a store down in California. And then we got to bring her back up here to teach. And because of her store experience, it really gives her a little bit of insight as to what the customer is looking for. I think that's something you bring to the classroom is a realistic approach. So I know when the students ask you, it's like, well, I don't know.
Exactly. So I have both store and studio-based business experience. So it's
Makes it nice.
Yeah.
Now your kids are grown.
kids are grown.
Do you still do Easter?
I was thinking about that this year. I have all these gorgeous hand-painted eggs similar to that were done by a Scandinavian woman, and they're all threaded with pretty ribbon and all hand-dyed. And so I need to go get some pussy willow and just hang them on my...
That way you're ready.
That's why I'm ready.
Oh
yes.
my gosh. Oh, I did my house up for Easter a little over a week ago because I just love it so much. I always put my tree up early. I put Easter up early, so my house is all Eastered.
Mm-hmm.
We have no kids either, but you still do it. I guess I get to be the kid.
Yes.
I love it. So what are you going to show us today? I know
Well,
you've got some fun
I've
inspiration.
got some fun inspiration. Excuse me.
Yeah, you pull it over. All of you, if you've got questions for Carolyn, if you've got comments, get them typed in. We've got the whole team here today. David's running the technology to make sure that we stay live. We've got Michelle paying attention to your comments and your questions, so she'll be verbalizing. Susie is with us on YouTube, making sure that each of you are welcomed and greeted, and Caledonia is here taking care of Facebook. Maurice is over in the classroom with our wedding students. They are having fun doing special touches for the weddings. You did cakes today. I
Did
saw
cakes
some
this
posting.
morning.
I love that.
So we did cake toppers and garlands and flowers designed in white chocolate that you can put on your cake.
Okay, so you are set. I love it. So with you, the tribe on here, make sure you do your part. Type in your questions, type in your comments, get to know each other, help each other. But right now I'm going to turn it over to Carolyn, and you're going to show us some fun creativity.
So
I'll get out of the way
this
of it.
one, I need to put on my glasses so I can see.
That's always the challenge.
This week I've been inspired by a couple of different designers, and I'm sure you guys have all heard of them, Hitomi Gilliam and Pim Vandenacker. So I'm doing my take on their inspiration.
Cool. So the broken eggs, I
The
love
broken
this.
eggs, these are going to be my vessels. So what I did last night is I scored the top of them. So
What
I
did you
I
use
saved,
with that? Was it like an X-Acto knife or something?
I just used my kitchen knife. So let's pretend this is my kitchen knife. I just scored around the top and kind of broke in a little bit and popped off the top.
Ah, so you're going to be eating a lot of scrambled eggs.
I have quite a bowl full.
I love it.
So these I've filled with some water. You can see that I've just built a nest of Spanish moss and nestled my eggs in there. Excuse me.
It's, the eggs as a vessel.
On that.
Oh, good. Okay.
And the way I secure them, you could do it a couple ways. You could hot glue it, but I use these handy dandy
The dashes.
glue
Oh my
dashes.
gosh. Yeah.
I love glue dashes, and just secured it on the bottom. Oops.
Getting the tab off is always the hardest part.
And I poked a hole in it.
Oh no, we can't
So
have a
that means-
holy egg.
And that means the water will come through.
There we go.
Of course.
Fragile eggs, There's best laid plans.
And you're on camera, and then the backing doesn't come off.
And you're like, what was I thinking? Whose stupid idea was this? Yay, success! Woo!
It's real life, right?
That's right. Michelle, what you got there?
Well, I see that Lisa Strine joined us.
Oh, hey, Lisa. Lisa.
We're back on a close-up.
Okay, Lisa participated in the Houston Cup yesterday in Texas, a design competition. I am so proud of you, coming from the days when you were just beginning as a florist to now basically running your own company, doing so many fabulous things. And you even did flowers for Pink, I think, when she was in your town, which I was like, oh, my heart be still. And then participating in a competition, which is very brave. So Lisa, congratulations. I am so proud of you.
So now I'm just filling up my little vessels.
The water tube filler is
With
the
the
best thing in the world.
Here's a question for you, Carolyn.
Yes.
Do you need to dry the eggs out first? Did you clean them?
I did. I rinsed them out and then I just let them sit out overnight and dry.
All right.
So there's that. And then I'm just going to do kind of a fun little pave design. I'm not going to do anything super tall, but I thought, how fun are these
Beautiful.
Aranda orchids? And
they look like Easter violets.
So just pop them in.
Sweet. And with our little Easter egg blue. I wouldn't call it Tiffany blue at Easter. It's Easter egg blue.
Let's see, maybe
Oh, and Mascari.
a little mascari.
Thank you to teacher Michelle
Yes,
for harvesting
thank you,
your yard.
Michelle.
You're welcome.
So
What
back
else?
on a close-up, and Ingrid has joined us, and Ingrid is just beginning our online program.
Hey, Ingrid. Oh, I'm so glad.
Welcome.
So teacher Carolyn will be doing some of your evaluations when you send in your submissions. Teacher Carolyn does both the classroom and the online students. And the online program we just updated, and it is just amazing. If you have not registered yet, you need to do that. It's the best way to get started and be part of the big world of floral design as a professional florist. So as Carolyn's
Yes.
working on this, if you know somebody should be joining us to see her creativity, to see some fun Easter design tips, tag them. Share this video, send it out there. Let's see how many people we can get online with Carolyn to make her nervous. So let's make Carolyn really nervous. Let's have the biggest live ever. And I'll just sit here and go,
So I'm just tucking in some green trick dianthus. And it doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, some of this can just tuck in down in the moss.
Your green trick holds so well. And it
does.
looks like moss to me. I mean, it's just like little carpet.
Pop that in there.
So you're really dissecting things down rather
Yeah,
than
I'm
using
not
whole
using
blooms.
full blooms or anything. Oh, some of these would be super cute in
The
here.
snowdrops, I love those.
We had a question from YouTube. Did you put regular water in the eggshells, or is it water with flower food?
Oh, water with flower food, of course.
Pre-mixed, we just do that ahead of time, both in the pitcher and in the test tube filler, because then you don't have to think about it. And the flower food will keep things happy so much longer.
Let's see, I think I'll do another muscari, just popping in there. One more.
Chris says, "This is so cute!" with exclamation points.
Cute is a key word for Easter. You can get away with doing cutesy things and whimsical things, and it just makes you happy.
Kind of a fun little updated take on Easter whimsical.
It is. And amazing, it's going to last so long. It's very, 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 very eco-friendly because you've got organic elements as far as your Easter eggs.
Right.
And then the flowers, and it's just going to hold
Then I'm
great.
just going to take some lily grass and kind of give it a little bend and set it in here.
Oh, adding a little bit of depth to the whole thing and some dynamic line. Dynamic line is part of your advanced studies. For those of you that are in class with us, you use that term.
Just kind of let that flow through there.
Very nice. What else is going on, Michelle?
I have a messenger question that came in and said, you talked about online classes, but when does the next classroom class start?
Our next classroom class is just a little ways away, 12 days to be exact. It begins on April 22nd, and we do have space in there, so if you'd like to join us, and we do have a promotion going on for that particular class, which is a very, very special one. April 22nd begins class, and everyone that is in that session, so a maximum of 12 people that are in that session, will get a complimentary registration to the Floral Design Institute Spring Symposium, which is April 28th, which is a full day of amazing design. Now, Teacher Carolyn,
Yes.
you're going to be there.
Yes,
Are you going
I
to give
am.
them a little bit of a tease of what you're doing? You
I
can't
have
tell them everything.
I have a technique I'm going to use a little later today in the live today, but if you want to see how to do it and how I fully use it, you've got to come to Symposium.
David, do you have a picture that we can show of all the presenters from Symposium? So we're off camera now, so now
Okay.
you can pick your nose or whatever. Okay, so this shows you the people that will be doing the presentation at the Symposium. 6 amazing, fabulous designers. Those of you that have been in our classes recognize those faces. We'll have lead instructor teacher Michelle, who is going to do an amazing presentation, and those of you that know her attention to detail and fine arts is just kind of above and beyond. Then we have teacher Jerry, who is going to be doing a presentation that is wedding and event focused. Those of you that know her, that's her forte, and she has truly planned something over the top this time. Then teacher Carolyn is going to dazzle you with her couture. It's just kind of like way more than you could ever imagine. Teacher Shell was just in today chatting with me about her presentation, and she is the multimedia queen. And her question to me was, well, how big can I go? And I thought, oh my gosh. So it's going to be big, I can tell you that. Then teacher Marisa is going to be doing her forte, which is drama, tropical, amazing. And she is going to come in fully inspired because she just got back from Japan, where she was touring a lot of floral stuff there. Then lastly, teacher Anna will be with us. And Anna, as many of you know, is from Hawaii, native Hawaiian, and she's going to do a whole study on cultural influences in floral design. So you have 6 amazing demonstrations. Then David and I are also going to be there because we certainly wouldn't miss it. And it's a celebration of 50 years of the Tulip Tribe. So David,
Alana just came on. I think you need to recognize
oh,
her.
Alana, we love you. Congratulations. Alana just competed in the Houston Cup down in Texas. Alana, one of our Tulip Tribers as well, took first place. And all of your teachers and I are so proud of you. You have put yourself out there, taken risks, been brave, been daring, and look what you've done. So congratulations, first place to Alana. So now that's a shout out. Oh, baby. And someday I might have to have you at one of the symposiums, because you got that talent. So Carolyn, what else have you got here?
So I have some pussy willow that I've cut just some stems, short little stems on, and the brown will unify the brown of my eggs, because in class we talk about unifying your design.
Oh, and with your
With-
unity, you'll get some harmony, won't you?
That's right.
So I'm back on a close-up.
Okay, so they can see what you're doing very easily.
And when you get a moment without dumping your water out of your eggs, just tip it up a little bit
Sure.
so everybody can see.
It's so nice to see a rounded mass design, but then incorporating the straight lines so you get some dynamic movement, and then a layering which gives you interesting depth. Oh my gosh, this is just stunning. When you told me I'm going to do something with eggs, I thought, oh great, we're going to do something with eggs. And then you did something with eggs. Oh my gosh. Yeah, one more piece and then we'll let them see.
Break that one down and pop.
Oh
right
yeah, that's kind
there.
of where it
Yeah.
goes. Okay. Can we get a close-up on that, David?
Leave it where it's at,
Where
just
it's
tip it
at?
up. Oh, there you go, a little more. Can you go a little more?
Yep.
A little more?
Oh, you are evil.
That's beautiful.
Oh, okay, guys, there you go. Tap your screen. Do you like it? Show Carolyn some love. Oh my gosh, I love that. That is exquisite.
So a fun little centerpiece.
Just a fun little thing.
You can do it in a big, huge bowl. You can
my
do all
gosh.
kinds of fun stuff with it.
It's such that it could become a family activity because they could help break open the eggs, have a lot of broken eggs, and then the ones that are usable go in, and then they can add water and give them little flowers. I can see this being a super family interactive bonding moment.
Yeah. You
Oh.
could even go outside and forage, cute little spring
Little
blooms.
bits,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so don't you love it? If you haven't shared this already, take a moment, tag a friend and share it. While Carolyn clears and gets ready for her next demo, I'm going to show you one more thing, just because when teacher Marisa came back from Japan, she brought some fun treasures, and I thought, oh, well, isn't that kind of perfect? The timing matched up with the live. And so she brought this scarf. Don't you love it? Great colors. And I thought, ooh, I like that. She knows I wear scarves almost all the time. I usually have a scarf with me. And I thought, well, that is just the coolest. And it would be great for an Easter arrangement. And all I would do is take a vessel, lay it over, then a rubber band, bring it down, flip it, and then just at each corner, tuck it back in, pull it out. So it doesn't hurt this, so I can still take it off and use it for a scarf later for myself, but in the meantime, it can become an Easter decoration. And if you don't happen to have scarves, the best place I have found is to hit your store and look at napkins, because napkins are the perfect size to go around different vessels. And you can see how cute that looks. And it bows out, so you don't even need to worry about a ribbon or anything. It just all sits there. Then you can add water, mixed with flower food. And then it doesn't even matter what flowers you use. And I'm just going to do a couple things in here so that you can see, and then turn it back over to Carolyn because she's got more fun to share with you. But just some green trick, some Oregonia, a couple of Fatsia leaves. And you may recognize some of these things because basically I'm using up my leftovers that I had from some other things that were starting to fade. So I thought, I'll just do this again, adding in a little more. And then once I have it clustered in my hand, giving it a cut, dropping it in place, and then it's ready to add whatever flowers I wanted. Because right now it's nothing more than a shell to tuck in blossoms. And you can see it's just simple, not a lot to it.
It's on close up right now, and you drop some of your Oregonia.
Let's get that back out, put that in over here. It probably didn't mean to be over there. God was looking out for me and saying, Leanne, this goes over here. So now I can move it around, maybe add one more to get a little fuller look on this side. And then it's ready to tuck in flowers. So Marisa, thank you for the scarf. I love it. We'll come back to this in a bit, but I want to get back to Carolyn because she's got so many fun things to share with you. If you've got questions for her, get it typed in. You've got her for 30 minutes, and then you know what? It's over until the symposium. Then you have to come all the way to Portland. If you haven't registered for the April 22nd class, this is your chance. I think there's room for 7 people in that class. We already have it partly full, so I think we have room for 7 more, and then you get the symposium for free. So that's an $195 value. That's a pretty great deal. Don't miss out. Come join us for Flower School.
Yeah.
So Carolyn, what have you got to share with us?
So now I'm going to make kind of a faux Easter basket.
Oh, how cute.
So I've made my handle out of Mendolino sticks and then secured it with glue strips, glue strips, and then tied a bow around it to hide my mechanics.
Okay.
And everything, ties in together. Now I'm just going to design a fun little arrangement in.
So do you have a sample of a Mendolino stick, what it is raw, so that they can see?
Yeah.
Because I know that's going to create questions.
So this is what it looks like
Okay, so it
Well,
is, you
and-
know, like when they build what, baskets and weavings and such, so Middlino, and it comes in a variety of colors. This
It's
one was
beautiful.
pre-dyed, wasn't it?
It
Yeah.
was.
So it came that way naturally.
And then to create this handle, it's just bind wire and Mendolino sticks. And you give it a couple twists, put in a new one, and twist, and start building from there. And your creativity is endless.
So this is basically a weaving technique, like we
Weaving-
teach in the advanced class, but done with the Middlino and a little different vibe. Very cool.
So you can do all kinds of fun things. Well, you can make it wide, you can make it skinny here, wide
So
here.
you can just keep building it.
You can keep building it and extending it. You can extend the length just by with
Add
bullion
another.
wire
1, 2, 3,
or
4.
whatever.
So it looks like you have 7. 7 is a magic number, so
It
that's
is.
a good thing. Yes. Okay, you did that correctly.
Good.
I know you were worried about that.
It was. Let's see.
So a little bit of variegated pittosporum, a little bit of green trick.
Isn't that green trick pretty
Oh,
with
look
that?
at that. Yes.
Very
that's grand.
Eastery.
Oh my gosh. So as she's getting started here, Michelle, David, do we have anything in particular we should be jumping on?
Well, Rick asked a question of the Tulip Tribe. How many people were really focused and aware of their pricing after last week's live?
Last week's live on pricing has been insane as people have been going on that. If you missed it, you can go back and watch it on our page. You just go into the videos and you'll see the pricing live. We did 60 minutes just talking about pricing profitably. And then if you're in the Flower Lovers Club, there are 3 more pricing videos in the Flower Lovers Club that can give you 3 different approaches to it. No, we're not talking pricing today, but that's an excellent question or comment. How many of you did? Did you really take it to heart and kind of look at what you're doing to be profitable? Because all of this is super profitable too, if you do it carefully.
I'm practicing my designing backwards technique so you can all see from the front.
Putting on your teacher hat.
I'm getting better.
The teacher role, that's right. We were asked, is there a mirror in front of us so that we can see what we're doing? No. Basically, what we see is this, and so we all practice designing backwards, trying to figure out what you see, which is why as we're working along, sometimes we have to stop and go, okay, what did that look like? And sometimes after we turn around,
I'm
we
gonna
go,
do
oh,
now.
what did I do? There we go.
Notice I have some pit hiding in there. Didn't want to come out and play.
So you're doing a weave technique to support everything.
Kind of
Okay.
building my structure with my foliages. So building it.
So it's a radial format, everything crossing through. Excellent. Okay.
And now I'm just going to take some fun blooms and put them in here. Let's see what we've got. Some fun little tulips.
Tulips in season are so fabulous. And the thing that I love is tulips keep growing, as you saw my shirt. Tulips keep growing, and that is so true.
And what if did something fun and popped him through the Mendolino so he drapes here, and I can just
Weave him in.
weave him in. He's just going to stay.
Oh, that's grand. Using it as a natural armature to support your blossoms. Very cool.
Maybe bring one out here in the back. Let's see. Some
I
of
loved
these-
this bunch of assorted colors. That was so fun.
These cute little snowbells. Is that what they are?
Snowdrops.
Snowdrops.
There is a business just about 3 blocks from us that has a whole bank alongside of their offices that has snowdrops in it. And when those start blooming, I know spring is coming. It really is going to be spring eventually. They're a very early bloomer.
Let's see, what else should I use? How about one of these cool ranunculus?
Oh, aren't those just
Look at
amazing?
that, isn't that fabulous? Oh,
Yeah, that color with the green and the yellow together is just such a surprise. And it picks up the green of the green trick perfectly. Oh my gosh.
Leslie on YouTube says, "You're making that look so easy."
Well, when you've done 100 or more, it does get easier. It's funny because in the classroom, the teacher will demonstrate something, and everybody goes, "Oh, that's so easy, I can go do it." And then the students go to do it, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you didn't tell us it was hard."
Right.
David, what you got
Is
there?
the Flower Lovers Club a separate fee if you're enrolled in the online classes?
No, it is not. If you are in, we just added this as a benefit, so it's new. If you are in the online classes, you get a complimentary subscription for 1 year. If you're already in the club and join us, we just extend your subscription for a year. So you get 2 for 1 at that rate. So yes, if you join us for online basic floral design, online advanced floral design, either one of those, you do get a complimentary subscription to the Flower Lovers Club because it gives you a supplemental education that you really need. It originally was built as a follow-up to our classroom program so that once you graduated, when you wanted to see what's new, what's coming out, what's changed, you were a member of the club. You would subscribe after you graduated. You would just register. It's $59.95 for the entire year, so it's a great value, and it gave you updates to your education so that you could look back on that and go, "Oh yes, I remember that. My teacher told me that." So yes, it is included. So if you have not joined us for an online class yet, it's an added bonus that you would have. If you join us for the April 22nd class, you know what? I should probably throw it in there too. What do you think, David? Shall we do it with that? Okay, April 22nd, people get free symposium and free Flower Lovers Club.
Ooh.
Michelle, make a note of that because I'll forget and then I'll be in trouble. I just said that. I can't believe it. I'm not supposed to make up promotions on air. I was supposed to discuss it ahead of time. But you know what? I thought April 22nd, that's just around the corner. Let's do it. If you're already registered, you will qualify. I promise you. I won't hold out on you. April 22nd, people, if you're already registered, you'll be grandfathered or grandmothered in. Grand-personed in, and then those of you that are new, 7 of you, because that's all that we can take, 7 of you would get both the Flower Lovers Club and the symposium. I'm going to angle you just a little bit so it doesn't glare slightly. There we go. Good. Plus it gives them a better view of things, so that works out well. David, can you do a close-up on that?
I'm going to, and I'm going to start the close-up now, then I'm going to walk over and lift the camera a bit so they see the whole thing.
Okay, so we're on close-up now?
Let's see.
You're on close-up
Okay.
now.
Great. So guys, and then he's going to move the camera just a little bit so that you can see better. And Carolyn, that way you can grab whatever else you need while we're off camera. Does that look beautiful? Okay, guys, if you aren't watching, if you're just listening, now's the time to turn your phone over and take a look, see what we did. If you like it, tap your screen. If you hate it, don't tell us. We don't want to know that. Don't
No
hurt
angry
us.
faces.
No angry faces. Give us some love and let Carolyn know what you think of this design. If you know someone else who should see it, get a little bit of Easter inspiration, tag them, share this, spread the love. If you think they should join us on April 22nd, tag them twice. I mean, really, I want to have 12 people in my April 22nd class because we're going to have a party. We're celebrating 50 years of Tulip Tribe collaboration. That's just kind of overwhelming. It makes my heart sing. Okay, can we go back to full screen?
Now,
Okay, we're
Okay.
full. So what else you want to add in
Let's
here?
see.
Flip it around. Oh, that's so cute.
What more do we need in there? Maybe a yellow tulip.
Oh yeah, a little bit of yellow to pick up that blue and yellow green and the yellow of the ranunculus. Oh.
Just slide it right in that green trick because that kind of is a built-in armature in itself.
And it helps hold everything right where you want it.
Maybe if I can get it in.
Now, as she's finishing up her last touches and flipping around, Michelle, David, anybody else that we should be doing a shout out to or questions we need to answer?
Lots of hearts, lots of love. This is so neat. How cute. Love it a lot. Beautiful.
Don't you think that adds so much? Oh my gosh.
You need to identify those flowers again. I'm gonna put it back on a close-up just for a second. You can point to the flowers and tell the audience what they are.
All right, we have ranunculus, sweet peas, double daffodils, muscari,
Snowdrop.
drops.
Green trick.
Green trick is the fuzzy Dr. Seuss-ish foliage, and variegated pit.
I think you got everything
I think
there.
I've got
You
everything.
forgot the tulips.
Oh, tulip.
You got the tulips. Good job, David. Good catch. So yes, it's all the great spring things, those early bloomers that just make you happy. Cool. Okay, so then I'm going to do a finish on this while you kind of pull things together and see what else you might want to dazzle people with. So then I started this with just a few blooms and thinking more of giving myself a grid. And then I'm going to take my inspiration from the fabric itself that Marisa brought back from Japan, because the colors on it are so great. And I want to use some of the Gerbers because look at that. I mean, is that not just the best thing ever? I'll lift that up again so you can see. The colors just sing, and against the green, they'll stand out well. So placing those in. And now that I've got this armature built with my foliages, it'll be pretty easy. Shadowing behind. And maybe even coming up a little taller. Because once you get it started, you can move them around a bit. Get a little more color going. And then one more coming around the back side so that I've got movement coming through. Then that buttery yellow, maybe the daffodils. Now those of you that have been through flower school know that daffodils secrete a sap that will kill other flowers. But if you hydrate them by themselves for a couple of hours before you start designing with them, before you put them together with other things, then it's not a problem. That one's got a little bit of a kink in it, but that gives me a chance to show you something. If your daffodil bends a little bit, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's bending a bit, you can take either a chenille stem or a wire and just feed it right up through the bottom, just like so. And the chenille not only helps straighten it, but it works like a wick to help drink the water in, and it extends the life of the flower. Now, I didn't pierce it through the stem anywhere, and I didn't pierce it up into the head. I just slid it into the hollow middle to give it a little bit more control. So there's your lesson for the day, having that little bit. Now, some of you are receiving our emails, and you get the Tulip Tuesday. So yesterday was a tip with lily pollen. Next week is another tip. That's a secret. I can't tell you what it is yet. But each week we send out the email with a special tip for the Tulip Tribe, professional tips for floral design. If you are not already receiving that email, you'll want to log on to the Floral Design Institute website and then click in Add Me to the Newsletter, and we can go ahead and make sure that you get that as well. Then you get your daily updates. Monday you'd get your how-to video. Tuesday you would get your Tulip Tuesday tip. Wednesday you'd get reminded about the live. Thursday, Friday, we don't do anything yet. Or no, there's the Thursday Thoughts. We just added that, which is a really fun one for me. It's where we just get to share kind of our thoughts for the day. Thursday Thoughts are a new one, brand new. So if you aren't getting your emails, make sure you subscribe. If you want to be notified anytime we go live, you need to subscribe to YouTube, and then also make sure you like and follow Floral Design Institute on Facebook. That way when we go live, when we're doing these things, and when we're doing a promotion of some sort, you will be notified. You can see how the colors are all coming together now.
You're on close-up.
Okay, should I stop spinning?
We'll spin a little slower.
Okay, so spinning slowly, And slowly, you can see it's just, let's see, 7 flowers plus the green trick and the foliages. And it starts looking like springtime. It's Easter. It makes you happy. I could add more in, but I think I'm going to stop here because I know that Carolyn has one more thing to share with you. Michelle, David, before I turn it back over.
Yes, Amy, who's in our online program, said, what a fabulous daffodil tip. She's planted over 1,000 daffodil bulbs.
Wow.
Oh, Amy, I am in love with you. Daffodils are my favorite thing. You must take a picture when they're in bloom and send it to me. I want to see how it looks because to me that's the most favorite thing in the world. We had a graduate who had literally acres of daffodils. She was a daffodil farmer. She since has sold the farm and moved to Hawaii and retired, but she had dozens of different varieties that were just so exciting and so fabulous. And I'd always go down to our farmer's market and buy daffodils from her. And I miss the fact that she's not doing that anymore because they were so grand. So Amy, take a picture. Give me my daffodil fix. Anything else out there that we need to be going with?
Lots of love on YouTube. They're just in love with those double daffodils.
The double daffodils are grand. Now, Carolyn, you've got about 10 minutes, and I know we've got some other things to do. So if you've got questions for her, get them in there. If you've got questions for me, if you've got questions about classes, I'll remind you the promotion for the April 22nd. That's the only promotion we have going right now, is you come join us for the April 22nd professional class. You get symposium for free and Flower Lovers Club for free. But that's only going to be for 7 people, so it's pretty limited, but we can't hold more in the classroom. So that's all we've got. So what have you got there that you want to share with us? I'm going to kind of scooch things around a bit.
So this was just something quick and easy. If you just want to do a super quick little Easter arrangement, just a clear glass bowl filled with these fun, sparkly rocks, and teal has been my color of the day.
Oh, I love it. The manipulatives are so great. You know, I just got a promo about a dress that's this color that is so tempting. I'm like, no, Leanne, you do not need another dress. You do not need another dress.
I love all these colors. In fact, my decor in my home is this.
Are you a teal girl?
A teal and orange and hot pink and that boho chic look.
You are so on trend. Of course you're on trend. You're part of the tulip team.
That's
you have to be on trend.
So I ran out of my brown eggs, but I do have some white eggs for my vessels. I'm just going to nestle those in.
Oh my gosh, that makes that look like ocean with little sea anemones or something
Ooh.
perched on it. Michelle, what you got there?
Mary wants to know, what can we add to daffodils to help them bloom?
I have found that daffodils will bloom as long as you keep the water clear. So what I find is I buy my daffodils, buy them as tight as possible because that way they don't get damaged in transportation. Take them home, cut them, put them in cool water with flower food and just leave them alone for 2 hours. And during that 2 hours, the sap will be coming out and they'll be drinking fresh water in, but mostly you're bleeding out the sap. Then after 2 hours, take those daffodils, move them out of the original water, put them into new water with flower food. That way they're not sitting in their own sap and they'll be happier because the water is cleaner and they'll last longer. So that's really the trick, is to make sure you bleed them out, get rid of that sap, put fresh water in, and they'll bloom out and be stunning. So you fill them up
So
with
I just
the water.
filled them up.
We're
And now,
close up now.
okay.
Ooh, Cymbidium orchids, that's going to be pretty in there. Oh my. Ooh,
Oh, I
yes.
just noticed that these
Don't they have an interesting
They
fragrance?
do.
I
Ooh,
know.
they smell good. So I'm just going to lay these in the little vessel.
We don't think about Cymbidiums having fragrance, but some of the varieties do, and they're just grand.
And I'm going to position their throat so they all get to chat.
Orchids are social creatures. I love it. And no, we can't lift this one up because it would
No.
tip over. So this is just going to be what you get to see. So don't even ask. And David, I'm telling you that. We're not lifting it up.
It's beautiful just as it is.
Is it? Okay, so it shows
now
pretty
I'm
well.
just gonna do something and add some little blades of lily grass
Ooh.
in here. Just tuck them in.
And that's not even in water because that's just going to be fine.
Yeah. Maybe.
You know what? You might want to curl it with the back of your knife. That way you've got
yes.
that because it'll soften it down a little bit. Always surprises me how much you can do by just softening things down a tiny, tiny bit.
There we go. Tuck that in there so I've got some fun little grasses.
So while she's putting that in, any other questions that we can be answering?
So on YouTube, we have a couple, same version of the same question, about how long will daffodils last with proper care and any tips to make them last longer.
Daffodils are a short-lived flower, and that's just part of their beauty. It's the nature of the beast. If you get them when they're very fresh, so they're super tight, and you do the bleeding out, get them in fresh flower food, and keep the water clear, you're going to get maybe 4 days, 5 days if you're really lucky. Some of the coolest varieties, sometimes only 3 days. So they're not the longest lasting. So the only way to really extend it is A, keeping that water clear, B, having them super fresh to begin with, and C, keeping them in a cooler environment. So if you are in a cold climate, turn your heat down, put on a sweater, and your daffodils will be happy. If you're in a hot climate, turn your air conditioning up, put on a sweater, and your daffodils be happy. But they are a short-lived flower. But mostly the thing you can do is keep them in very fresh water. That's
So
great.
that's it.
David?
Back on a close-up, and then we have an interesting comment. We have a viewer from Singapore who says they buy daffodils during the Chinese New Year.
Okay, because Chinese New Year is basically February, isn't it? And that would be when the daffodil season really hits. Here in the States, we get them starting in January usually, and then they peak out February, the first part, well, into March, and now we're at the very end. So this is the last of daffodils really in our world. So Singapore is for New Year's. Michelle?
Yes, I have a question that came in on Messenger from Connie. She says, I can't take off a couple weeks right now, but are there any workshops coming up?
Okay, Connie, if you can get away for a little while, we have the symposium coming up April 28th, which is a Sunday, one day. You can fly in on Saturday, fly out Sunday night, and do it in one day. We have the event tablescape class coming up April, help me out guys, 17, 18, 19, 17 or 18? Okay, so April 17, 18, so just a little ways away. We've got about a week to get ready for that. But the event tablescape class is 2 days dealing with the decor that you're seeing in all these styled photo shoots. So you'll be doing great centerpieces, innovative mechanics, fun designs, and then accessorizing them just like you see, where all of a sudden they have place markers and accent pieces and the candles and the whole thing. So that's a pretty fun class, 2 days, pretty limited. I know there's some space left in it, but we try to keep that class a little smaller so that we can spread out and everybody can work on that. So that's coming up. We have a 1-day Bespo garden style design class coming up. So if you go on to floraldesigninstitute.com, the website, and then click workshops, and it's in both places. It's workshops for everyone and advanced workshops. They'll both be there. David?
So they're linking the YouTube and the Facebook both to the classes.
Excellent. Thank you to Caledonia for getting that done. So that she's got the links on there. And Michelle and Susie, as you guys are getting that stuff into them, so that everybody can go. So I've got one last little piece that I'll do as we're working. We've been busy, busy, busy. At the end, we'll bring out all of the designs again, and I'll have you vote as to which one is your favorite. So start thinking about it. Which one is your favorite design? And we'll have a vote off to see which one of the ones is going to be the design. Let's see. I'm going to start with a hydrangea. Isn't that pretty? Hydrangeas are so grand. And then I want this to last as long as possible. So I have in my boot a vase of water with flower food. So you can see I've just set that down in, and it just happens to fit. I know that because I've used it so many times. And then some of you know that we use alum for the hydrangeas because alum will make them last longer. It is available at your grocery store. If it's not, we now have it in stock and we ship it to you. It's got shipping included and all of that, but we can provide you with alum because it does make a difference. So you just dip your hydrangea and then place it in. I mean, I'm done. Okay, that's finished. No, that's not quite true. But it doesn't take a lot of effort to just make something fun by placing a hydrangea in and then going back. I mean, it doesn't even matter too much what you use. Adding in some snowdrops. Maybe I'll do another. What else do we want to do here? Bringing those up through the center. I haven't decided yet what I'm doing for my Easter decor this year. Every year I try to outdo myself, do something fun and different. Last year I did violet plants and a beautiful moss that had licorice ferns growing in it. Oh my gosh, so it was like the best ever. This year I got to do something else, so I haven't figured out what I'm going to do. I don't have enough boots to do my whole way down the table, but wouldn't that be cool if I had like 30 pair of boots that I could just march down the table? Probably am not going to buy 30 pair of boots, but oh, I want to. That would be so fun. I did just buy a whole bunch of high-heeled shoes that the class is going to be do botanical couture on Friday. So I think that's going to be too much fun. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
My favorite.
Oh, maybe some sweet peas.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
And they smell amazing too.
Oh, they are good. Oh. And this will pick up that little bit of blush that's already in the hydrangea, adding just a little more color. David, Michelle, last call. Tulip Tribe out there, your last chance. Comments, thoughts?
Judy wants to know if the August Bespo design class is 1 day or 2.
That is a 2-day class. That's the advanced Bespo. We have a beginning Bespo that is 1 day that's coming up here in April, I believe. And then we have the advanced Bespo, which is 2 days in August. And that one is always so popular because everybody's loving that Bespo that's so all over Instagram. But as those of you know who've tried it, it can be a hot mess or it can be fabulous. And so the Bespo class talks about how to make it be fabulous instead of a hot mess. So those of you that have always wondered, how do you do that and not have it be a hot mess? Join us in August and we'll show you, because it really is a grand design style. So now, last questions? Okay, so we have the boots. We'll do those as a pair. I know they don't match, but you know what? Okay, so there's one arrangement. You're going to vote. Which is your favorite? So we have the boots. We have Marissa's fabric. Okay, so the fabric wrapped vessel using Marissa's fabric. So we've got boots, fabric. Okay, go ahead and pull one of yours out. Oh, the egg nest. We'll call this the pave egg.
Yes.
So this is the pave egg nest, and we can lift that one a little bit so everybody can see and remember. Okay, so the pave egg nest. And the Easter basket, contemporary style. Okay, so we've got contemporary Easter basket. Boy, you were prolific today. And your last one, we'll call this the sophisticated cymbidium.
There we go.
Okay, so we've got pave, eggs, Easter basket, sophisticated cymbidium, boots, and fabric wrap. David?
You have a great suggestion for the boots. set them on a round mirror, add some rubber ducks, and you have a centerpiece.
Oh, cute!
And you know what?
I want to do that.
I collect rubber duckies. I have so many floating rubber duckies. I could do a whole series of rubber duckies on my centerpiece. So I may just do that. That's a great idea.
That was from Cindy Roy.
Oh, hi, Cindy. Cindy's one of our graduates from the
Yes.
East Coast.
Okay.
So you may have done some of
I
her
think
online
yes.
things. Yeah. So, Tulip people, thank you for joining us. A huge thank you to Carolyn for
Thank
bringing all your
you.
creativity. David?
We're still voting.
Well, they can keep voting. I'm gonna still, but we're on our time limit here, so you keep voting. And Michelle and David are keeping track. Thank you to Caledonia. Thank you to Susie. Susie's newest on our online team. She was on YouTube, so if you were on YouTube, say hi, Susie. Thank you, Susie. Love Susie, because she's joined us to allow us to spread out a little more. Caledonia has been on both, taking care of everybody, but mostly on Facebook. Michelle's been in the studio here helping us with questions, monitoring Messenger and YouTube and Facebook and email. It's just been coming at her from all directions. If you could see Command Central, she's got 2 computers and 2 phones, and she just keeps flipping back and forth between all of it. And then David is taking care of us, making sure we get the close-ups and everything. So let's see, do we have a vote? Because our time, we're over 3 minutes now.
It's like a 3-way tie between the boots, the egg pave, and the contemporary basket.
You know, I couldn't choose between the pave and the basket. Those 2 were my favorite. This looks like something I do at home all the time, but these were the 2 that showed me so much creativity. It just made me crazy. Why don't you move that one back towards you so that they can see it? And on that note, it looks like these are going to be our winners, and the boots coming in close in there as well. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to you, because if it weren't for you, the Tulip Tribe, we wouldn't get up here and play. I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, it's the best way to spend our Wednesday afternoons. Next week, we've got more fun planned. So set your alarm, put it on your calendar, 3 o'clock. We'll have the Tulip Tribe collaboration. If you've got questions, you can always add them into the feed and we'll catch them, or send them off in an email, or pick up the telephone and call us, because we really do love to hear from you. Now, I don't remember who had the daffodil fields, but I'm expecting a picture from you, so get that to me. Amy, that's who it was. I want my daffodil picture. And for now, we're going to have to go. We're 4 minutes late, so thank you for giving us your hour and 4 minutes. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Carolyn.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
See you all. Get out there, do something you love, and see you next week.